to Canada. Canadians value their knowledge, forward thinking. Youth today are well informed and take a stance on political and health policy. And that is why we need to let them know they are not being told the whole truth about cannabis. So I'm here to let Canadian youth, those under 25, their parents, their teachers, their healthcare providers, and their community organizations, and especially their government know we need to do better at empowering our youth to make informed decisions on weed. Canada's future, our youth's futures, depend on it. It is estimated that Canadian adolescents have amongst the highest cannabis rates compared to other countries. So, why do they use it? To improve or intensify their moods. A lot of youth are saying that it makes them feel happy, it's exciting. To be social at a party helps them enjoy the party. Coping with stress, often heard that youth will use it to help them forget about their problems or cope with anxiety. Expanding their views. Weed helps them sort of understand things differently or alter their reality to fit in so that they won't feel left out. And to break routine because sometimes they're just bored. In 2019, Stats Canada reported that 24% of all of Canada's marijuana users are under the age of 25. There are youth. So this accounts for 968,700 youth using marijuana, and those are only the ones that reported it. So there's probably more youth using. It's a pretty common thing. But I wonder, has anyone told them the risks? Canadian youth perceive cannabis use to be widespread, not just amongst their peers, but amongst adults as well. It's often described as a substance that everyone is using, and all of the time. They also believe that cannabis is relatively harmless, viewing it as more of a natural substance. They don't feel like they're really doing a drug at all. They don't believe that weed is harmful. But when we search the literature, the scientific research, common themes appear, and there are serious and real harms for youth when using weed. Cannabis use for youth impairs concentration, slows down motor skills, and reaction time. So what does that mean? That means it's resulting in serious car accidents involving severe injury and death. It also lowers memory function, making it hard to learn and retain information. So school can be difficult. We also know that it has been shown to lower overall IQ in those under 25, limiting our youth's potentials to reach their dreams. Contrary to the thought that weed is relaxing, it has actually been proven to cause anxiety symptoms, fear, and sadness, which can lead to a sustained depression. Obviously, smoking is harmful to the lungs, especially when inhalation is deep, leading to breathing problems. But potentially, the most serious risk when using weed at a young age is the risk of psychosis. Psychosis involves a loss of touch with reality and is often having hallucinations or delusions, and impaired thinking and cognition. The more frequently youth are using marijuana, the higher chance of experiencing psychosis. More alarming than this, weed carries a higher risk than methamphetamine for a psychosis to turn into a more serious, lifelong condition of schizophrenia. So why aren't we telling our valued Canadian youth about these harms? Why, when we have created tools and conducted research and the knowledge is available, why isn't our government actively sharing this information? The Government of Canada's vision is that young people will be equipped to live healthy and fulfilling lives, feel empowered to create change for themselves, for their communities, and for the world. Health and wellness, as well as skills and learning, were top priorities among Canadian youth on the Canadian Youth Policy. So our youth deserve better. They deserve to know the risks. They deserve to be able to make choices knowing all the facts. We need to be implementing a nationwide education campaign for youth. We need to be distributing youth-friendly information that is non-judgmental and not aimed at shaming marijuana use, but rather at placing the power in Canadian youth's hands so that they know they can make the best choices for themselves. The type of education needs to be easily accessible to all Canadian youth. They need to access appropriate and culturally sensitive, supportive needs, meeting the evolving needs in order to be equipped to succeed in our readily and rapidly changing world. We need to work with young people to ensure supports remain relevant to their needs and are designed and delivered in ways that are accessible to them in all of youth's diversity. We need to encourage not only youth to be informed, but also youth allies, such as parents and teachers, communities, doctors. Everyone needs to know so that youth feel supported in their decisions. We need to be checking in on our youth through surveys, possibly through their primary care providers or at school, to ensure that they're aware of the risks after this information has been given out, to really see what they've retained and what information has gotten through. So this is my call for us to help our youth be empowered. So come on, Canada, let's give our youth the information they need to be empowered and live healthy and fulfilling lives.